Thank you for watching ESPNF. I'm your main man, Echelon. Yes, sir. And we got the day one down in NBA playoffs. And what a heck of a day in DFS. And the hottest man on the slate, Donovan Mitchell. They told you that Mike Conley, that who I gave was out. You had to pivot to Donovan Mitchell if you wanted to see that green. And so we're going to get on into it. I'm ready for day two. Let's get it, baby. And so we're going to start off with who was on fire and who blew the slate, who was trash. And here we go. We started off, like I said, my man Donovan Mitchell. Man, this boy was hot. He was on fire. He couldn't stop missing. He was hitting from the threes, driving in. They didn't know how to stop him. Denver was having problems with him. And he stepped it up when Mike Conley came out. And boy, he took the workload on his shoulder. He didn't come out with the win at the end. But man, he was on fire for DFS, and he gave you a 76 point. And yes, you better had him in your slate. And man, this guy, he was trash bag. Made you want to flush your slate right down the toilet. I double bagged him up. Mike MPJ Jr., I don't think he's gonna be seeing them type of points anymore. So you better go ahead and flush him on down. And we're gonna start off with my main man, Dame. Yes, sir. I'm going back to the well with Dame. He's just been showing off. I'm thinking he's gonna show up to LA. He got something to prove. He talking about he's sending people home. Well, you're gonna have to send LeBron home on his first round, baby. So you better step it up, and yeah, you're gonna be in my lineup. So I need you to go ahead and answer that call. I'm really thinking Dame should step up this one. And if they're gonna beat the Lakers, it's gonna be with him going off. So yeah, Dame Leonard. Then my next one, the man. Oh man, this is loaded. Yeah, James Harden. No Westbrook. First playoff game. Yes. OKC. Yes. You better lock button James. I'm lock button James. I'm telling you now, James is in probably 99.9%. The father is James Harden. So yes, I'm going for James in my lineup tomorrow. Then my next guy, so I'm got to get a little bit of low on the shooting forward. I'm going with my man BAZLEY. You know, they thinking that he's going to take a step back possibly because of the playoffs, but I think he showed enough as he got his time to run and play that he should definitely see some minutes in these playoffs if they think they're going to do any impact here. And going against the Houston Rockets, they could run it up. It's possible that he could get his time and get those threes off. And yes, he could run up the score on them. And then he could definitely return that value. Then we're going to go on into my man, Anthony Davis, the Unibrowner. Yes, sir. Yeah, the Unibrowner. And if somebody's going to have to do something. Point guard LeBron can't do everything down low. They don't have no answer for Anthony Davis. So yeah, that guy, he's the top. He's the top one down there on that power forward list for me. Anthony Davis. Yeah, I don't see Portland stopping him. He could put up that 60, 70 ball on him. He could put up that 60, 70 ball on the slate, and you better have him. Then I'm looking at a guy who hasn't been performing a lot. I'm going to have a little sprinkle. I got to go pay down somewhere with all these studs I'm buying. And I'm going to Steven Adams, hoping that he comes with that tenacity and intense that he needs and all that jaw jacking and, you know, come on out there and play against Houston and do something in this first one. So, yeah, I'm paying down. I'm really not looking at center. I'm not liking a lot. And he's one who will be low on. I think he should play not decent minutes in the playoffs. Here's my studs of the day. And here are my values of the day. Okay, and thank you for watching ESPNF. I'm your man, Echelon. Yes, sir. And this is the recap. So I just wanted to go out here and show y'all, you know, what I do out here. You know, a lot of people, you know, I'm just out here to start a DF community, to talk, to see who you will pay up for, what studs. I'm not charging anything for any information. I'm just a regular DFS player like you guys that's passionate about this stuff as much as you and play every day and play most of the sports on there. And this is just a recap. I only shot one bullet in the $3 one just to see what it'd do. I didn't want to get too hung up in this pouring everything in this one slate, and then I like the tomorrow slate, and then you didn't hit. So this is the recap. The one on the left is me. The one on the right is the winner of the whole thing and won 100K. My highest score was 371. My score in this one was 371.9, and you had to have a 454.8 if you wanted to take down that GPP. Started off, I think everybody possibly started off with the Murray and Lowry hit. The Bessie wasn't nowhere else to go. Pivot to Mitchell because I gave the Mike Conley information, so I pivot to Mitchell, but went to Lou. Wanted to get Van Fleet in there like the winner did because he was one of my top fives, but I was just torn on the power forward position as I get down there, and I should have paid down. Michael Porter Jr. was a bust. Royce O'Neal was a bust. I was sweating. Kawhi Leonard definitely got me passed into the green. I was sweating my ass off. Like, wow, ain't no way I don't make it in the green in the first day. I mean, come on, I can't have that. That's just not acceptable. So I'm not up here winning big money just yet. Now I have won big money on here, small amounts, big amounts. It comes and goes, but I mean, the first day of playoffs, you definitely got to hit that green just to get that feel, just to say, okay, let's go. My mindset was at least getting geared into us the right way. So, like I said, I had Kawhi in there in the top five. Pivot to Joe Harris off of Ingles because I had Ingles in there first because I had got mixed up down here and meant to go. I was looking at Marcus Morris, but when they said Montrez was back, I took him out. And I was worried about that. Okay, they trying to get Montrez too much run. They going to have Morris out of there. And I should have stayed with Morris because that was able to allow me to get up off of Porter Jr. But Joy came through, did a little, basically didn't overpay for him because Embiid was just $1 shorter, $100 shorter. Definitely fit his 50 hit and made it nice for me. Eked out, barely got up over that green, but did. And you can see that you had to have a couple of those Boston guys in there to get to the tippy top, So this is just a recap. Thank you for tuning on into ESPNF. We'll be looking at tomorrow's slate and tomorrow's recap. I hope you have a good DFS. Please like and subscribe. Thank you. Thank you for watching ESPNF. I'm your man, Echelon. Yes, sir. And we got to do the slate breakdown. Let's get into it. So we got Orlando versus Milwaukee. We got Miami versus Indy. OKC versus Houston. Then we got Portland versus LA. Let's get into this slate. Now, when I first look at it, it's not as juicy as this last past slate that we had going on. It's kind of, congested with it's looking like stars and scrubs, where you could have gone balanced in this past lineup. Looking more stars to scrubs to me. So we're gonna go position by position, and as you can see, like I said, I'm jumping off already with my band Leonard. Then as point guard, what we looking at, Russ is out. So we know that we got to look to see who is taking his place and where's the usage going. You got Chris Paul in a good matchup. You got Brogdon in a decent matchup. You got Bledsoe in an okay matchup, but his minutes hasn't really been there. And, the game doesn't have too much upside to me. We got Dragic, so okay, but none's back. Are they going to play so many minutes? Fultz has been doing very well. It all depends if he gets to run. He's in a decent matchup. Then Austin Rivers is who's backing up Westbrook. And you got DJ Augustine for Orlando. So as I'm looking in here, I'm not seeing if Dame goes off, I'm not seeing nobody who can match what Dame puts out there unless Chris Paul goes off or something against Houston. But if Dame puts out that 68-79, he's shutting it down on that point guard position instantly. And there's nobody who will be close to his. So then we jump to shooting guard. And it's kind of loaded like the other slate, but not too loaded where it was some heavy hitters on that last one. And it could be a sneaky play. You see, Mitchell wouldn't have jumped off that 76 without Conley being out. So we got to wait for news tomorrow that you must pivot. You got to pivot to the best. So right now, Harden, it's just him. It all goes through Harden. Everything. Even the coach got to go through Harden first. If you want a Coke or Pepsi on that motherfucking team, you go ask Harden first, nigga. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter what happens. You better check in with Harden first. So yeah, he's up there on the shooting guard. Then we got Jimmy Butler with the the beef with T.J. Warren. He ran him up last time you seen Andy. He got one guy that if you want to see some spark in him, man, you want your guy to have some revenge and just some animosity amongst some tension, to even fuel him even more to get out there and ball on that boy. So it could be still a lot of tension right there because we know Jimmy, he keeps an attitude in his bag. So yeah, look for him to do pretty decent tomorrow if he gets a run. We got CJ. CJ, I don't know what happened. He went to one of them back specialists or something because they got him together. He back. So CJ cool now. You know what I'm saying? He done got up out that little rump that he was in, and they ready to rock and roll against LA. Then we got Chris Middleton in a decent matchup, and nothing out that towards down here is really jumping off to me. I mean, against Orlando, he could give you a decent 30, 40 points. Shea is in a good matchup. But it seems like that he's, it could be that his minutes just hasn't been gone up because they were just holding for the playoffs, holding back a bit. So you can look for Shea, Victor, decent. Schroeder is back. So we got to see. You got to keep out. Schroeder, now that he's trying to get some more usage, should you play Shea or Schroeder? That's back now. That's a question. That is a question, y'all. Then you up here, you got Terrence Ross. I think Evan Fournier is back. Hero is still in play. Hero still in play. I like Hero. If you're coming down to pay to pair with Harden or somebody, Hero still in play for me. And Gary Trent. Gary Trent's in play. Gary Trent's in play for me. And I think that's about as low as I go for the shooting guards. And if Aaron Gordon is out, I might play this guy who's been stepping up and looking a little decent. And that's just because I'm paying down to get some values to pay up somewhere else. So let's jump into shooting forward because Harden's number one over there. We got Antetokounmpo, and he always gonna drop you that 40, and 50 is his floor. Shit, but I don't see him running it up. I don't see Orlando. They got decent D. The pace is not all that. I'm not seeing them run it up. So that 1100 is just too much. And they saying LeBron might be questionable. I'm not going for that shit. These boys been running their fucking mouth all year. And you talking about the first game, you talking about you might not play because of some quiet. I'm not, them they be trying all them tactics for the see whoever they could throw off. I'm not going for all that BS. He's gonna be stepping it up. TJ's gonna be there. Carmelo's going to be looking for his 3-point shot. I hope he finds it soon. Okay? So let's get it together, bruh. Melo, get it together. We can step it up to the 30s and 40s, B. I know it. I know you. Let's get it. Then, I'm up here looking at BAZLEY. Trying to pay down. I could pivot to Melo if I want to with that price, which is making a decent price right there for the shooting forward for FanDuel for me. If he gets anywhere near these minutes that he's been seeing, he's going to be productive, period. He's going to be very productive, and that's why I have him in my lineup. Aaron Gordon is an option. Daniel House. If you down at the bottom, skirmish for somebody. House, I think, is somebody who could be represented with Jay Crowder. The power, but it's just ugly in shoot forward. Just like the power forward. I mean, it's just not a lot out there. And I just seen that the Zach Collins is out. I didn't know anything about that. So we'll try to see how many minutes he's been getting. And them games been on the line. So, okay. Anthony Davis is at the top. And I'm thinking Portland doesn't have anybody that can stop him. Bam in a decent matchup with the Andy. He could do good. Robert Covington they need more usage somewhere going because Westbrook's out. Then we got Aaron Gordon, who's probably, we don't know if he's going to play or not. Kuzma. Then you Jeff down here. You got Jeff. You got a little bit of Jeff Green, Kim Birch. If Aaron Gordon don't go, is it possible? And Norrells Nelson, depending if Steven Adams is a go. So we looking at that. But I'm jumping right on the AD train, and let's get on up out of here because it's looking too ugly and power forward for real. So you got to do a little research and see who you want to get as your value in there. Then we go to center. We got Nurk. I'm not seeing it. 84. I mean, he can get there, but I'm not seeing upside. Vucevic, I think he's a good pick tomorrow. Turner, he just stays in that 20-30 range. I don't think he's like he don't have another gear to go up anymore. He doesn't have that next gear, that next level that you need on DFS. So Brook Lopez is a decent call. And like I said, I'm looking at Steven Adams, Whiteside. You know, if something happens and Nurk need to sit down or foul trouble, Whiteside is a decent call that he going to have to be in there against those other bigs from LA. And that's about as far as I'm going to go. For any news, you know, JaVale McGee and Dwight is always possible. But that's about as low as I'm going to go. And thank you for watching ESPNF. This was the breakdown. Please like and subscribe and have a good DFS. And thank you for watching the ESPNF. I'm your main man, Echelon. Yes, sir. We got day one down, going into day two. I am going to get into a slate break and a recap. I did cash in a $3 lineup. I didn't shoot too many bullets in this first round, but I'm going to shoot a couple in the second round. But I did cross the green, and I wish y'all the best of luck in DFS tomorrow. And please.